What if the next global superpower isn't the United States or even China? In the shadows of the giants, a new wave of countries is quietly building the future, transforming trade routes, dominating new industries, and rewriting the global economy. From Asia to Africa and Latin America, these 10 nations are rising fast, and their impact could reshape the world in ways we can't ignore. This is the Discovery Trail, and today, we uncover the next economic superpowers of 2025 and 2026, nations that could soon rival the biggest players on Earth. Country 1, India. India is no longer a sleeping giant. It's a roaring engine of growth. With over 1.45 billion people and economic growth expected around 6.2% in 2025, India is fast becoming a global powerhouse. The tech boom in Bangalore, the financial surge in Mumbai, and the nationwide push for Make in India are just the start. Bold economic reforms like tax restructuring and digital banking are modernizing the economy. Over 60% of India's population is under the age of 35, creating a massive talent pool. Add in infrastructure megaprojects and a serious focus on renewable energy, and India isn't just catching up, it's poised to lead. Could it even become the world's largest economy in the decades to come? Country 2, Vietnam. Vietnam has transformed from post-war recovery to economic dynamo. The World Bank projects nearly 7% growth in 2025, driven by a manufacturing boom in electronics, garments, and electric vehicles. Over 40% of the population is under 30, and that young, digitally fluent workforce is a magnet for foreign investment. Trade agreements like CPTPP and RCEP are deepening its global connections, while reforms are streamlining business and boosting infrastructure. Challenges remain, from rising labor costs to environmental concerns, but Vietnam's momentum is real. Could it become the next Singapore, or even Asia's newest economic tiger? Country 3, Indonesia. With nearly 285 million people, Indonesia is Southeast Asia's sleeping giant. Economic growth is forecasted between 4.7 and 4.8% in 2025, backed by a mix of agriculture, mining, tech, and manufacturing. President Jokowi's bold infrastructure drive, including a brand new capital city in Borneo, is unlocking long-term potential. Business reforms and banking modernization are attracting investors, even as the country tackles corruption and uneven development. With a vast internal market and regional influence, Indonesia could be Asia's next major growth engine. The question is, can it turn potential into power?
Country 4. Nigeria. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country, with over 233 million people, and its economy is finally turning a corner. Following tough reforms, cutting fuel subsidies and loosening currency controls, the nation is projected to grow at about 3.4% in 2025. Lagos is a rising tech hub, birthing fintech and logistics startups that are gaining international attention. Nigeria's services sector, especially media and banking, is thriving, while agriculture remains a lifeline for many. Yet challenges, from insecurity to power shortages, still hold it back. If Nigeria can overcome these barriers, it may finally realize its dream of African economic leadership. Country 5. Bangladesh. Often underestimated, Bangladesh is quietly climbing. With expected growth around 5.2% in 2025, it has become one of the world's top garment exporters. The country is also fueled by strong remittance inflows and a major infrastructure push, including new ports and megabridges like the Padma Bridge. A youthful workforce and growing digital adoption, especially in mobile banking and fintech, are reshaping the business landscape. Still, energy shortages and climate risks, like floods and cyclones, are serious concerns. Yet, if its momentum holds, Bangladesh could soon rival its regional neighbors in manufacturing and beyond. Country 6. Mexico. Mexico is a giant in North America, with a population of around 133 million. Its economy is deeply linked to the United States through manufacturing and trade. While growth is projected to remain low in 2025, close to zero, the story isn't over. Nearshoring is giving Mexico a second wind, as global companies move factories closer to the US under the USMCA trade agreement. The country also boasts a large, bilingual, and affordable workforce that powers its expanding tech and service sectors. Political uncertainty may cloud short-term growth, but Mexico's fundamentals suggest a comeback is possible and could catch many by surprise. Country 7. Brazil. Brazil remains Latin America's heavyweight. With over 213 million people and growth expected around 2.1% in 2025, Brazil's massive internal market and vast natural resources give it a unique edge. It leads in global exports of soy, iron ore, and oil, but is also investing heavily in infrastructure and digital startups, especially fintech firms like Nubank. Inflation, political polarization, and policy inconsistency still pose serious challenges. But with stability and smart governance, Brazil could reclaim its position as one of the world's most promising economies. Country 8. Philippines. The Philippines continues to impress. With economic growth forecasted at 5.5% in 2025, the country benefits from strong remittance inflows, rising tourism, and a booming digital services industry. Over 60% of Filipinos are under 35, most speak fluent English, and millions power the global business process outsourcing industry. Infrastructure investments under the Build initiative are improving roads, airports, and energy grids. Natural risks, like typhoons and earthquakes, remain, but the Philippines' fundamentals are strong. Could it become the next Southeast Asian powerhouse? Country 9. Turkey. Turkey, with 86 million citizens and a unique position bridging Europe and Asia, is bouncing back. Despite past economic shocks, it's expected to grow around 2.7% in 2025. Istanbul's tech and manufacturing sectors are growing, and Turkey's control of the Bosphorus Strait gives it critical trade leverage. Energy pipelines, highways, and rail lines are transforming it into a regional hub. Recent moves to tighten monetary policy are restoring confidence, and its young, entrepreneurial population gives it an edge. If inflation is brought under control, Turkey could emerge as a powerful economic gateway between East and West. Country 10. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is reinventing itself. Once defined solely by oil, the kingdom is now pushing toward a diversified future through Vision 2030. The International Monetary Fund expects around 3.5% growth in 2025, driven by megaprojects in tourism, green energy, and tech. Cities like Economies aim to redefine the future of urban living. Events like the 2034 FIFA World Cup and international investment summits are putting Saudi Arabia on the global map in new ways. If this transformation succeeds, Saudi Arabia could become the economic leader of the Middle East, not just a major oil exporter.